Well, welcome back, fellow YouTubers, toy and toy train buffs, to another running session out here in the cave, specifically our Veterans Day running session, where we spend a few minutes to honor all those who served. And to all those who have served, thank you very much for your service. It's much appreciated. And I hope for those of you out there watching this, if you are a veteran, hope you enjoy what we have for you today. To all my new subscribers, thank you. Hope you enjoy the channel. Welcome aboard, and let's just get into the fun. For today, well, I'll tell you what. We'll start off with what's in the inner loop. All right, it's the Amtrak train that I ran recently, and it's still on the tracks, so we're gonna keep running it. And for our military train, what we have here is a K-Line Pacific for U.S. Army Railroad, and it is pulling 8 post-war flat cars loaded with Auburn Rubber Company vehicles. Now, for those of us who grew up in the 50s and 60s, and played with Little Green Army Men, you may remember these Auburn vehicles. I have 4 flats with troop carriers and 4 flats with half-tracks. And here's what we got. Now, the Auburn Rubber Company started making toys in the 30s out of rubber. But by the early 50s, they changed their formulation to plastic, a rubber-like plastic. So it was very squeezable, all right, and it felt like rubber. In the late 50s or perhaps early 60s, they changed it to a much stiffer plastic, not quite as bendable as the previous versions were. All right, so we got 4 troop transports on post-war flat cars, and we got the half-tracks. I mean, both of these types of vehicles are very iconic to those of us who grew up in the 50s and 60s. In addition, I have some more Auburn Army vehicles here on the layout. We've got the squad car, which Auburn put out in a variety of colorful plastics, but they also had this olive drab version, which makes a terrific military police squad car. Then we have the Jeep pulling a cannon, tank. You know, I'd love to zoom in, but this camera doesn't do well generally. It's okay, it's not too bad. Generally doesn't do well with zooming in and keeping things in focus. Now, bringing up the rear is a service truck, which Auburn also made in a variety of colors, but again, the olive drab version works quite well with their Army stuff. I've got a few more military vehicles on the layout. Let's just take them out right here. So what do we got? This is a Renwall ambulance. Interestingly enough, this Renwall ambulance is based off of a French vehicle. All right, not even American. Okay, but it is what it is. It's a toy. All right, so put that back down. Then we have this processed plastic Chevy Nomad in olive drab. And lastest but not leastest is a Mark's hard plastic staff car. So I got a few more Army vehicles on the layout. Alrighty. Pull this forward. Those are the vehicles. Then we have a post-war missile launch car. I don't have a lot of post-war military stuff, okay? Of course, I've got these flat cars, which Lionel sold with pyro vehicles, and those were featured, I believe, on last year's Veterans Day video, if you want to look back. But again, this year I decided to go with the Auburns. All right, so the flat cars themselves are post-war. You could consider the vehicles post-war, except they were not train related. And then, of course, we have this post-war missile launch car. And bringing up the rear is something I got off of Fleabay, cheap. I was looking for an Army caboose that cost next to nothing, which is kind of hard to do. I'm serious. They're asking some serious prices out there for separate sale Army cabooses. So, okay, I got this real cheap. I believe it originally said Lionel lines on the side, but some previous owner had put these U.S. Army letters on it, and I'm okay with that. I was okay with the caboose. I'm okay with the price. So, alrighty. That's this year's run. All right, let's get the train started. The K-line engine has a nice whistle in it. Not spectacular. Not working now. Why not? Did I break it? There we go. Needs to warm up a little before it starts smoking. For a K-line, it's not a bad smoker. K-line engines don't smoke nearly as well as Lionel or NTH, but for K-line, it does okay. This is what I use for fluid in the K-line. In the Lionels, I use Megastene, JT's Megastene. Okay, I tell you what, let's bring them on home. Alrighty. Well, and that's this year's Veterans Day run, and I guess it's time to think about doing something for Christmas. Oh, I dread it. Well, what I dread is getting everything out. Then afterwards, putting everything back. That's I don't dread running, but oh my gosh. Okay, that's okay. We'll deal with it, right? Adapt and overcome. So, again, that is this year's Veterans Day run. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the choice of consist. And until next time, or until next Veterans Day, again, thank you to all who served. You're much appreciated. Thank you to all my new subscribers. And until next time, happy railroading. Bye, y'all.